Hello, gentle people. If this is your first time visiting my channel, or if you are a returning subscriber, welcome to this Sparrow Art Vibes video tutorial. I hope that you will see and hear something that inspires you to create something beautiful. I'm Hazel, a retired educator turned resin artist turned artrepreneur. I love saying that word. And every week I share how I create the products that are available in my Etsy shop and my Shopify store. And right now I'm adding new autumn themed products to my shops. So Sparrow Art Vibes focuses on creating products that you use when enjoying time with family and friends, be it playing board games, eating, drinking, laughing, whatever. If you check out video number 101, you will see that I had been buying wooden handle cheese knife sets and decorating them in resin, like the photos that you see here. I place those tools on a cup turner and then I apply the resin. In video 131, however, I made a set of 4 cheese knives with resin handles, shaped like a wedge of Swiss cheese, and with a gorgeous round storage container. I was so pleased with the results that I looked for and later found other knife handle molds. So I recently came across a set of silicone molds, so now I can make handles in resin to match all of my charcuterie boards. So in today's video, I will share how I create beautiful cheese knife sets. And if you see anything in the tutorial that you want to purchase, by all means do so at sparrowartvibes.boutique. Also, if you are inspired by my video, please do like, share, and of course subscribe. So let's take a look at the materials that we need to make a cheese knife set. All right, gentle people, let's take a look at the materials that we need. We are going to be using this little small silicone mold for 3 different handles. Okay, and we need the blades that are going to be inserted into the handles. We are going to apply the handles with some super glue. I found that works better than the E6000 because it takes so long for it to set. We of course need our resin. So again, my go-to is the Craft Smart Part A resin and the Part B hardener. We need a measuring cup. We're going to be using 2 colors of mica powder, so we need 2 small paper cups, 3 stir sticks, nitro gloves. We're going to be doing our handles with 2 colors of mica powder. The Saya bronze, for whatever reason there's no label on this container, but it is Saya, C-E-Y-A bronze. And the Eye Candy Uriah Gold, I just like the little sparkle that gives. And then because this is matching a charcuterie board, we're going to be putting some orange shells as well as a few gold shells inside the handle to give it sort of that autumn theme. So that's all we need to do this. So I'm going to take this off the table and then we'll get started. All right, so I say for every video that crafters must follow the instructions for the manufacturer brand of resin that they're using. And of course this Craft Smart resin tells us that we need to do a mixing ratio of 1:1. That means equal amounts of resin, equal amounts of hardener. and that we need to be mixing our resin for a minimum of 5 minutes, which is what we are going to do. So as always, the amounts are already marked on my measuring cup. That's 80 milliliters, which means we need 40 of the Part B hardener. And we need 40 milliliters of the Part A resin. So that's our 1-to-1 mixing ratio. And again, we know that Craft Smart is 5-minute mix. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, so we are going to pour some of this, and this is not equally divided. I'm just roughing this out into these containers, and then we are going to leave, oh, what's that look like? That looks like a little better than 20 milliliters clear. So we are going to add our Oriya Gold to the first cup and mix that, just to give these handles a little bit of sparkle. So that's our Oriya Gold. And then we want to add our Sia. Again, I'm not sure why this container does not have a label on it, but it came in this box, CEYA, and actually the color is not printed anywhere. I don't see the color printed anywhere on the box. Yeah, it just says it comes from China. Sia mica powder. The color is not on here. So that might be how they save money, by just making a plain box. Add some bronze to this. And mix our bronze. I would do copper, but copper has more red, bronze has more orange. Okay, so there's our bronze. And so what I am going to do when I do these, you can see the little thingy in the bottom, the little pokey up thingy there. That's where you attach the handle. That part sticking up will leave an opening, and you slide the handle in there. So what I do, I like to put my darkest color down at the bottom where the handle goes in, just to make sure that you cannot see that handle. And to keep this from all running together, I am putting this on this little piece of wood, so this is on an angle. And we are going to pour some bronze there. Bronze there. All right, and this is where this gets kind of challenging based on what I have in my mind to do. Okay, so now I'm going to pour the gold, our Araya gold. We're going to pour our Araya gold in here. And I don't mind them blending. Again, the gold is just to give it a little sparkle, and it'll move when we add some more of the bronze. And now we're going to add clear to the top. Clear, clear, clear. And now I can take the wood out and add more clear, because we want the clear for these shells. We want the clear for the shells, so we're going to move some of this. And now we can go back and add some more of the bronze. And of course this will all move some. And then some more of our gold. And clear. And one thing on this mold I noticed, make sure that this is level. Let's do some more of our bronze. The rest of our gold. All right, and then what I'm now going to do is, where did I put the shells? We are going to put a few shells in now. If you put them in right now, they're going to sink to the bottom, which will be the underside of the handles, and that's okay. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add and then we're going to come back and we're going to add more shells after this sets some, and then those will be kind of suspended further in here. And don't be concerned about these containers being overfilled. Full, let me say, overfilled, because this will settle a little. Oh, that's a pretty big one. I don't like that dark one right there. Let's see if we can get him out of there. Ah, where'd it go? Yeah, I don't like that one. He's ugly. And we're just dropping these. Dropping these in here. And then I am I'm just going to scrape some of this off of here, because when you put the shells in, the shells take up space. So we're just going to scoop some of that right into this cup. All right. And then I'm just going to wipe off some of this excess. And then we need to hit this with the heat gun to pop our air bubbles. And then we'll come back in about 15 minutes, 15-20 minutes, and add some more shells to this, because the shells that we already put in are going to sink right to the bottom. And so in about 15-20 minutes, this will have thickened, so that when I drop the next shells in, they won't sink to the bottom, they'll be more suspended in the resin. Alrighty, that looks good. Just trying to pull that back. Okay, that's what we're working with. So we will leave that, and then I will, alright, so we're going to leave that, and we'll be back. In about 15-20 minutes, and we'll drop a few more shells in there. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes or so. So we're going to now just add a few more shells. Hopefully these will be suspended and not just sink to the bottom. Yeah, they're taking a little bit of time to get down. Yep, that's good. Oh, that went right on down. That's okay. That's sitting there, that's what I'm talking about. That will eventually sink, but again, it's not going to be, it shouldn't sink all the way to the bottom because this has started thickening. A couple more orange ones. Oh, don't like these with the dark backgrounds on them. Ah, I don't like those that look dark. And now they want to stick to my gloves. Yeah, so see how that's sitting there? That hasn't sunk yet. That's what we want. That's what we want. Then they won't all look like they are right laying on the bottom. So we have some dimension here. Let's see. And then I like to kind of try and turn them too. So some are standing straight up, some are leaning over. Yeah, see how long it's taking that to sink? That's good. Alright, so that's enough. Let's stand that one up. Let's stand you up. Alright, so we are done. We will let this cure. Oh, I'm gonna have to, as I add, you see it's starting to run out the side again. Let's see. Actually, what can I put that in? Let's see if I can scrape. I have these little pyramid shaped things. Let's scrape some of that into there. All right, so that's that. This these are very thin, so we're talking maybe 4 hours for this to cure. So we'll be back in here in a little bit. All right, it's been it's been a few hours. I don't know, I wasn't really watching the clock. These should be yep, these should be ready to come out of here. Very good. Resin I have to cut off. Very good. Oh, those are pretty. Oh yeah, those are nice. I like them. Yeah, those are nice. You see I've got a lot of overflow on the resin. So we are going to take our cuticle cutter. And we're just going to cut this excess. Try to cut this excess off of here. Yeah, these are nice. Again, my table is not level, and so you only see the overflow on one edge. And again, when you look through it, you can see some of the shells. Again, that did not sink to the bottom. That's what we like. That's pretty. All right, so let's I almost can sand this with an emery board. You know what? I don't think I need my Dremel on this. Let me get my emery board and see what I can do. Maybe that needs a Dremel. I think that little edge needs a Dremel. So, where are our blades? The packages come with your blades, and they are all individually wrapped. And then the little covers. And so I like to do this on a silicone mat. This is the one by J. Diction. And so what we are going to do, I should have gloves on doing this, but it is very hard for me to maneuver and handle this. And I always like to have a straw so that so what's going to happen is I'm going to put the blade, I'm going to put glue in here around the rim, put the rim on, and then put the blade in. And then I will set it there, and so the straw will keep the blade. See how that blade just fell right down? See how it just dropped because of the weight? So I'll use the straw to keep the blade straight. So let's do our first one. And again, this is really this turned out to be more difficult to get this blade to stay in here than you would, well, I don't know that you would imagine, but see, you've got that big hole in there, and so there's nothing really holding that blade in there. When I use the what's it face? Where is it? I put the E6000 in that hole just to make sure there was something for that blade to stick into. But I'm not sure that it made a difference because that's a pretty deep, that hole turns out to be pretty deep. So we're going to put our little rim on here. We are going to put our blade all the way in. What did I do with my alcohol wipe? And we are going to immediately wipe off any glue that seeps out. Okay, and we're going to put that in there like so. And these have a flat edge on the back so they don't roll. So you want to make sure that you're putting the blade in the right direction. Alright, so we're going to do the next one. We're going to fill this hole so that the blade has something to stick into. But it's hard for this E6000 to work well inside something. It's good for attaching two pieces together, not so good for inside something. But we're going to do this anyway. So we will put our rim on here. I'm going to immediately wipe off any excess that I see oozing out. Then we're going to put our blade in here. And again, the straw keeps the blade from dropping. And then we'll do our last one. So we are going to put our Gorilla Glue on here, wipe off any excess immediately because this is Gorilla Glue. And man, once it's on here, it is on here. Look at it sticking to my fingers. And then we're going to stick our blade all the way in. Make sure that's flat and that's straight. And there you go. We will leave those to adhere, I guess would be the right word. We're going to leave those, and then all I have to do once this dries, yeah, see, that's good, is come back and oops, where's my nail polish remover? Okay, so I have some nail polish remover, some acetone, and I am going to just try and get that off of there right now. But again, these have to sit because they have to firm up in there. All right. So the only thing we have left to do now is once these are dry, then I'm going to take the varnish and just go over those little edges that I sanded. But that way these are there. And so they look real nice. And again, those rims fit really nicely along those edges there. It's a really nice fit, and these are stainless steel blades.